And welcome back to the Rec Crew. It's your boy Chesco. I'm here with Luis. We are here to recap UFC 298, Volkanovski versus Topuria.
All right, so moving on, we got middleweight bout Robert Whittaker versus Paulo Costa. What did you think?
Robert Whittaker is so damn skillful.
He is.
If Robert Whittaker had any power, Robert Whittaker hasn't hurt anybody in about 10 fights. Like, it's crazy.
It sucks to say, but it's true.
It's so true.
It's such a big deciding factor. Like, if you had that in your toolbox, man, you would be unstoppable.
Unstoppable. The problem with Robert Whittaker, he can get rocked. Like, he just fights in a division where everybody's bigger than him. Have you
talking about getting rocked? The first round, he had it the whole time.
The whole round.
Last 10 seconds, spinning back kick to the face. It was almost done for it.
It was almost done. If it's 20 more seconds, I think it's done.
Yes.
So it's like, and Robert Whittaker is just like, yo, man, it's really he is so good.
He's talented. He's skilled. He's every adjective synonym to those.
Yes.
He's so technical. He's quick. His timing is great. Those leg kicks
he won that fight 2 3/4 to a fourth. And he lost that round because of 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. Or else it would have been a clean sweep. Like, I kind of agree with the judge that gave him the 3-0, even though he shouldn't have. Yeah. Like, that judge is ridiculous.
Yeah, 3-0 and like he won 3 rounds.
He gave him a 30-27. Yeah, like, he shouldn't do that. But it was like,
I wonder if this tells you what the judges say on here.
Is it there?
I know I can look it up, but
yeah, we're having internet issues today. But no, man, Robert Whittaker is just so good. The problem is I don't see a future. Like,
okay, so then let's talk about a future, right?
Like, it's just not feasible for you to be able to go 5 rounds of being perfect. Like,
yeah, you're gonna get caught at one point.
You're at one point gonna get caught, and it'll be fine if you can catch the other guy, and that would hurt him. And now there's a fight that makes sense for Whittaker that puts him into title contention.
Drickus.
No, that's the champion.
Oh, in title contention, okay.
Yes. Sean Strickland.
Yeah, because he hasn't fought him already.
He hasn't fought him. They have similar power. Mm-hmm. Even though it seems like Sean has more.
Okay.
They're similar skill sets. Winner gets the title. And they're 2 fan favorites. And winner gets the title shot. They're saying that Izzy's ready to come back. Obviously, when Izzy comes back, he's getting a title shot. But
do you think they'll do it in South Africa?
I don't know if it's South Africa, but definitely Africa.
Okay.
What? It's really South Africa and what?
Exactly.
Nigeria?
Exactly.
Like, where else are you going to go? South Africa and Nigeria. There's no really. So
Drickus versus Izzy, and then Strickland versus Robert Whittaker, and the fighter of each one of those fights fight each other.
Exactly. That makes the most sense. And that fight is the only one. But I don't see Whittaker beating Drickus du Plessis. It's just, he is clearly the better fighter. He is clearly the better fighter.
He's so big, man. You can't.
He's just fighting a guy twice his size.
Yeah. And it sucks to say because they're in the same weight class. But it just, he looks so much more powerful just in appearance.
That guy, he was so good yesterday. Yeah. And Paulo Costa looked good.
Yeah, no, he
looked really good. Like, that high kick was like a jab.
Yeah.
It was like coming out of nowhere. Yeah, that jab caught Whittaker the entire time. Mm-hmm. He was just, he's just so good. But it's like, it's impossible to be perfect for 5 rounds. It's crazy because I personally, like, I hated the Whittaker Adesanya too. Like, I think Whittaker could have won that fight. That fight was so bad. That fight was so bad that it was similar to Jeff Neal, Ian Gary.
Yeah.
Like,
but so correct me if you think I'm wrong. Izzy at the end of the last couple of fights that he had, he was more on the defensive, trying to be a counter striker, trying to catch him, trying to time them, trying to do those things. And it was more of a technical fight for him. And he wasn't like going out there to beat the other guy. He was more fighting to not lose.
No, we'll talk about the Volkanovski thing too. But like again, I'm not a fighter, but I feel like I consider myself a student of every sport. And something I realized about Adesanya, if you look at his wins, right? Like he beat Whittaker when he won a championship. Alpha counter striking.
Yes.
Right? That fight. Counter striking. His defense was against Paulo Costa. Can you pull up his record real quick?
Izzy?
Yeah. Paulo Costa. I'm sorry, no, Izzy. After Whittaker, it was Paulo Costa, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see this. There we go. Okay.
All right, so he beats Whittaker.
Whittaker, then Cannonier.
No, that's Whittaker too. Okay, so he beats one more.
Okay, let's see if it's...
Click it again.
It's loading.
Yeah, there you go.
Be patient.
It wasn't loading. All right, so he beats Gastelum for the interim title, right?
Gastelum, right?
Okay, he beats Whittaker off a pure counter striking, right?
Okay.
Knocked him out in the second round. The next fight after that is Romero. Did you watch that fight?
No.
Terrible.
Was it?
Terrible fight. Why? Because Romero wouldn't go first, and Adesanya is definitely not going to go first.
Okay.
The first 2 rounds, nobody threw a punch. So much that the ref got in and was like, hey, yo, y'all got to do something.
Yeah?
Yes, the ref is like, what the hell are y'all doing?
If they weren't throwing punches, what were they doing? Just dancing around?
There was a point where Romero just stayed like that, trying to see if the guy was going to do nothing. And Adesanya didn't do nothing. Like, so everybody's like, oh, that he's just being smart. The next fight is Costa. You watch that fight, Adesanya didn't throw a punch for about the first 3 minutes. Everything was leg kicks. He was staying on the outside.
Yeah.
And as you saw yesterday, Paulo Costa sucks. He was not good with leg kicks yesterday. He sucked 3 years ago, whenever this fight was.
You would think those people, those fighters, their legs are just immune to leg kicks because of how often they get them. Like, wow, man. And
so off leg kicks, then Paulo Costa had to come in off of counter strikes. Then he fought Costa. He lost to Blachowicz going up to 205. He beat Marvin Vettori, all leg kicks. I just told you about the Adesanya Whittaker fight. Terrible fight. Adesanya Cannonier, terrible fight. And lost to Pereira.
Now we get into the Pereira era.
And then he lost to Pereira. How did he beat Pereira? That's a counter strike. Right? That's
what he does.
That's what he does. That's what he does. And then I feel like then he fought, he fought Strickland, and what did Strickland do? Strickland got straight in his face. But he would stand so close to Adesanya and not throw. And Adesanya wouldn't throw. Like, Adesanya cannot go first. He never goes first. The only way he goes first is with leg kicks. And as we saw with Strickland in the Duplessis fight and in the Adesanya fight, the guy could check leg kicks. He's a beast at checking leg kicks. He's a beast at boxing. He knows how to jab you. Like, he's an awkward boxer. He stands so straight up. And that normally is a problem, but he's a decent wrestler. But versus Adesanya, there's no risk of him shooting at you. Right? So he's standing straight up. Adesanya can't go first. And now there's so much tape on him
that everybody understands
that he's not going to go first. So you can't let him leg kick you to death from the outside.
Because at the point, what is the point, right?
But it's a point where it's like, normally the guys from the outside are like, how do you get in on him? Well, get in and don't strike. Get in and don't swing. He won't swing until you swing.
Yeah, do what Strickland did.
Yeah, it's like, do what Strickland. Like, get in, don't swing. And then you're in there just to jab. You don't have to overthrow.
Yeah.
And you have a chance to beat him.
So, what's next for Costa?
Costa in trouble. But he looked so good.
He did look good. For being out for as long as he had been out, he looked pretty good.
He's ranked what?
Costa is number 6. What's the last time that he fought before last night?
Luke Rockhold.
About how long ago was that?
Like 2 years.
Oh, yeah. 2022 in August. So a year and a half.
He lost to Vettori. Before that, he lost to Adesanya, right? I think before that, it was his Adesanya fight. Like, the thing is, the guy has one notable win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Uriah Hall at the time was a notable one, but didn't age well. Yeah. His one big win is Joel Romero.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Luke Rockhold, but Luke Rockhold wasn't Luke Rockhold at
that point. He was at the end of his career.
At that point, he was done. So it's like the Vettori fight looks very bad. So we are gonna end this video here. This is the post fight of UFC 298. This is coming out tonight.
Tonight, maybe tomorrow morning.
All right, Sunday night, Monday morning. This next UFC 300 video will be out Wednesday. All right, we're going to talk about the main card that just got announced. We think it's the whole card, UFC 300. So we're going to try to break down our initial thoughts right now that the card is confirmed. Of course, in April, we're going to talk about it again. But right now, on Wednesday, go watch the UFC 300 video. And please follow, like, comment, subscribe. Follow our TikTok, subscribe. Let's see you next time.
Peace.